morning, Nakusa High School. Welcome to the announcements. Today for birthdays we have, on Friday, Elia Perez and Joseph Wilson, and Saturday we have Landon Baumgard. It is National Yearbook Week. If you have not ordered your yearbook, this is the perfect time to do so. If you order between October 1st and October 7th, you can get entered to win one of the several $100 Visa gift cards. The cost of the yearbook is just $54. Visit Jostin's website to order today. For events on today, Friday, we have chess club at 3 at room 311 and varsity football versus Amherst home at 7. And tomorrow on Saturday, we have cross country versus cross country at Christmas Mountain Resort at 10.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you didn't know, we have some new faces at our school, and one of them is a tech ed teacher, Mr. Peters. So, I decided to stop down and interview him about his area in the high school. Since he isn't well known yet, I wanted to get some information on him. Hi, so this is Mr. Peters, and I was wondering if you could tell us more about your 3D printing room.
Yes, so this is the digital makerspace. This is one of 3 rooms that we're having across the district, one in the elementary, one in the middle school, one in the high school. And in each of these rooms we have these industrial 3D printers. Each of these machines can produce many parts a day, so we can get up to 100 parts a week in some of the spaces. And some of the parts that we make, I'm going to give an example here. This is a posable action figure that was printed all as separate pieces and they snap together.
So, I was wondering, why did you decide to come to Nakusa?
Well, I'm from the area originally. I'm from Rudolph. I grew up in Rudolph. I went to Assumption High School, and I spent many years in Massachusetts, going to school there and working.
So, how are students able to put their ideas onto this machine?
Okay, yeah, great question. There's 2 kind of avenues toward producing something that's 3D printed. You can take the approach of designing it yourself, which I would recommend, or you can find something that's pre-made online.
And my final question, where can you find this? Like, where do we find you if we want to make a request to print something?
Yeah, you can find the district website for makerspaces. But there's a QR code that you can scan on the door of the makerspace.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
If you're interested, drop down by the library to request a 3D printed item. Also, if you see him in the hallway, make him feel comfortable and welcome to NHS. There's many great things to come from Mr. Peters' 3D printers. That was kind of a tongue twister.
For everybody, and then it grew into a actually statewide festival. So we're not the only giant pumpkin fest that's around here. There's multiple pumpkin fests. We're just part of that organization now.
How much is it to get into the pumpkin fest?
For adults, it's $4. Children 4 to 7 is 1. Under 4 is free.
Do the funds go anywhere special?
We actually donate quite a bit of our funds to 4-H, to any of our volunteer groups. We have churches, Bethlehem Lutheran Church. We have a new church group that we're going to be donating it to. We also hopefully will be donating to the Nakusa football team as they are helping us with our parking, as well as the wrestling team.
Where's the pumpkin fest at?
It is down at Riverside Park in Nakusa, 916 Prospect Avenue.
What time is it?
On Saturday, October 7th, it is from 9 until 5, with the pumpkin drop being at 5 o'clock. And then October 8th, Sunday, is from 9 until 4, with the pumpkin drop being at 4 o'clock.
Thank you, Heather Sayers, for letting us interview you.
With the volleyball season coming to a close, I interviewed Mr. Lind and asked him how the season was going so far and how they felt going into playoffs.
How do you feel the season is going so far?
So far, I feel it's going pretty well. We definitely had our ups and downs and everything, but the girls keep pushing and they're working hard.
Right. I see the team is 4-2 in the conference this year. Where do you feel the team will end up this year in the conference standings?
So if everything goes our way, which of course we have our fingers crossed, we're hoping to have a 2 or 3-way tie for first place. Obviously, some things are out of our control for that. Some teams need to beat some other teams, but that's our goal for right now.
How are the seniors this year impacting the team?
I'd say they have a pretty big impact on the team. You can see it just in like the amount of freshmen and just lowerclassmen that are constantly looking up to them or constantly hanging out with them. So I'd say overall they're having a pretty decent impact.
What was the biggest achievement this year?
So the biggest achievement this year was actually our second competition day. For the first time, I don't remember, it's been years, but for the first time in a long time, we actually ended up in the highest ranked bracket at the Black River Falls tournament. I think we had like a 3-way tie for second, but just the fact that we ended up in, I think they call it the platinum bracket. That's by far our biggest achievement so far.
How many seniors are leaving this year?
For the amount of seniors, we are losing 4 players and 1 manager, so five overall.
How many seniors next year do you plan on coming back?
I completely forgot to count this up when you sent me the questions, but hopefully all of our juniors. So I think it's a good handful, at least 5 or more, I believe. So.
Are you guys gonna be able to host a playoff game this year?
It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. We have our seeding meeting on Wednesday next week, and looking at the other teams that are in our region, we're probably going to be in the middle of the pack. So we need to get, I believe it's a 7 seed in order to have a home playoff game. So it's going to be close. We might be at that 6 or 8 or 7 or 8 range again. So
Does the team feel like they can make a deep push into the playoffs this year?
I believe they can. Just with some changes that have been made and whatnot. I think that first game in the playoffs is going to be very telling, but I think they can. Also, too, I know you said the last question, but I want to give a shout out to Kaylin Chesna for breaking 1,000 career assists, by the way. So, congrats, Kaylin.
Thank you, Mr. Lynn, for letting me interview you. Volleyball plays 2 more games next week, both away against the Dells and Adams Friendship.